Hi guys and welcome back to Riley's on the Red.
This week we were in Hot Springs, Arkansas, where we met up with our grandparents.
Let's check out what happened. The drive from Tyler to Hot Springs was about 4 hours. We got there right before our grandparents came. They were my dad's dad and stepmom. We called them Granddad and Mimi. The campsite had a small lounge we did school in.
One day when my dad was on his walk, he saw an armadillo. It's so cute. We went into town one day and got the highly recommended Fat Bottom Girls cupcakes. This shop competed on the show Cupcake Wars, which is really cool. We each got a cupcake and Mom got a latte as well.
One day we went to the Mid-America Science Museum. It is a hands-on museum. Melina tried out an exhibit with packing peanuts. There were many other things to do. There was a spiral sandcraft and a jump through the rope game. There was also an area they called the Skywalk. It is a wooden bridge with ropes to walk across. Then, going downstairs, there's a thermal activity. Your body heat is orange, but when we rubbed our hands on ice, they were dark blue. I made a stop-motion video with shapes. There were 45 frames. To wrap it up, there was a scenic drive with fall colors.
Hot Springs National Park is quite different from other national parks because it consists of a few buildings in the middle of town. Hot Springs became a popular tourist destination in the 1920s. Many bathhouses sprouted up along an area of town called Bathhouse Row. The hot spring water was known to have healing powers, which drew many people who thought their illness could be cured. Fortis Bathhouse was converted into a visitor center and museum. We learned all about how the bathhouse would have operated in 1920. The other bathhouses on Bathhouse Row included a gift shop, 2 working spas, a brewery and restaurant, a hotel, a cultural center, which was closed when we visited, and 1 vacant bathhouse. The girls were able to complete their junior ranger books while we were there. We were able to drink the natural spring water out of the many fountains along Bathhouse Row. The water was very hot, so we didn't drink very much. Then we went on a little walk behind the bathhouses, called the Grand Promenade, where we were able to see some of the springs. The walk led us to the Pancake House, where we had lunch.
One night, we went to the movie theaters to watch episode 1 and 2 of season 3 of The Chosen. For those who don't know what The Chosen is, it is a TV series about the life and ministry of Jesus. My parents made a big donation, so they got to be in the show. They are in the crowd as people coming to see the Sermon on the Mount. It was filmed in Texas and was freezing. They call it the Frozen Chosen. You can see my mom and dad circled in this scene. They are in the way back. Campground had a dog wash we washed the dogs in, so that we can groom them in the next spot.
We decided to drive to Arkansas's Capitol one day. While we were in Little Rock, we went to see the old Capitol building that was turned into a museum. There was also a rock and roll exhibit. My favorite exhibit was the dresses of the First Ladies of Arkansas.
After the old State House Museum, we went over to the River Market for lunch. The River Market is a big building with a lot of different food booths in it. My dad and granddad got David's Burgers, so we sat in there for endless fries. After the River Market, we went to the Arkansas Capitol. Our granddad is a state representative in Kansas, so he knows some people in the government. We got a tour from a really nice lady named Cheryl. She told us the history of the Capitol building. There were 4 different murals in the Capitol building too: education, war, religion, and justice. It was very interesting. At the end, we got to hold $500,000 in the treasury. Cheryl was so nice and had a lot of interesting facts.
Before we left Little Rock, we visited the Little Rock Central High School National Historic Site. This is where the famous Little Rock Nine faced violence and persecution when they integrated the all-white school. These 9 brave high schoolers stood firm in their belief in the U.S. Constitution in the face of hatred and danger. They paved the way for desegregation in future schools. We visited the visitor center since the high school is a functioning high school and isn't open to the public. Granddad got to put the Arkansas sticker on the back of the trailer, and I put on the stickers we acquired along this trip.
This week spent with Mimi and Granddad was fantastic. I really enjoyed the tail end of Fall Colors in Hot Springs. We stayed at one of the more pricey campgrounds, but it was very nice and we were right next to Granddad and Mimi's cabin, and also close to town, so it was the perfect place for us. Granddad and Mimi were very generous to treat us to a few meals out, and a shout out to my sister and her family for the gift card to Outback for date night. As a legislator in Kansas, Granddad got us a guided tour of the Arkansas Capitol, which was awesome. So grateful to make memories with family last week.
It was a very interesting stop with a lot of history.
See you next week on Rise on the Road.
Bye!